G'day, everybody. I'd like to talk to Israel and about a God test that they're failing. Israel, you are surrounded by a religion that comes from one, pretty much. One ideology. And you've all been testing each other about your ideology of your religions and what you believe is right, which is fair. But the problem is, you haven't been fair. You're all in your ego when it comes to who's the best. I'm the best. No, you're the best. How about we're all the same as we're all worshipping, in the end, the source, the one. Right? We just do it differently. And as long as you're not harming me physically, I shouldn't have a problem with it. If your people are allowing it, it should be fine. Now, when it comes to Gaza and attacking, that was wrong. And a lot of things that have been happening over there for quite a while now has been wrong. But if you look at yourselves, you're all been testing yourselves and all been really in the end failing. Some doing better than others. Right now, you're testing yourselves. Iran just did a test now to Israel to see their response, as Iran already knows they've got the power to fuck up Israel, and Israel's got the power to fuck up Iran. Everyone's got the power to do something. That's what humans are, barbaric. We can be evil if we want to. Anyone can, right? In different ways. The point is, why are you evil in the first place? Has it balanced out yet? Is it worth it? Well, you do tests to find out things before you make answers, decisions, hey? Right? And so around, they're like, oh, well, let's do a test. You know, we've been hearing stories. Everyone hears stories. It's hard to believe who, right? As a lot of people all lie and deceive, as they can't really show them true selves, or they're not, which is not a good thing. And so for these groups, they're going to try to figure out things to get their answers, and all in different ways, and what they believe is the truth. And so they'll test things themselves, right, as I've mentioned and talked about and have done. And Iran has tested Israel now to see what they would do. And Iran knew that Israel had a good chance of shooting down if they did a little bit of their research. It's all there. If the public can know about it, I'm sure they could. That they could have shot down all their rockets, which they did. And so they wanted to know where Israel was at to make sure that they're all on the ball, which obviously they are, and to give them a sign, right, of what could happen. Right? This is what I believe. How I've looked at it to see what's going down. Look at the positive to things. Go to look at it, and this is it. And so they did a test to see what Israel would say. Now, would Israel change in some way and go, now look, I didn't mean to do this, or this war was just between me and over here. I understand that you might be angry, but can we have peace? What's your problem? Let's communicate. But if your first communication, even though you've had problems, and all of a sudden you get an attack that, you knew it was coming, but it came, right? And so you need to do more talk, right? But where are you up to with that talk? Are you healing, or are you still in the dark night of the soul, as some people would say? And if you're still in the dark night of the soul, it means you're nowhere near the righteous God, and the way he thinks when it comes to repenting yourself and forgiveness to others, and to show them things in the right way. Always show the right way, but also show a point. But make sure your point has good validation when it comes to righteousness and why you definitely need to do it that way, you see. And if you can't say that, then you're not technically doing it righteous. And if you find out later on that you didn't know all the information and you're doing wrong and you're harming others and you did just because you're not doing it right, you're getting tested not only by them and by God and by God's workers and by the world, right? That you need to look deep within yourself. And what was your answer when that happened? Was it a logical answer? Was it to figure out why did you do that? Was it because we're doing this? Was it that or was it this? And of course, all behind the scenes, you could have done that. But what you say to the world, and that what the world knows what you say to Ryan, and you could even say even nasty things behind the scenes. But the world goes on by what goes on the media. So I'll just say, if you tell the media, you're telling the world, isn't that how it goes? Your retaliation of what you believe you should do. And their retaliation straight away is, I was going to leave you alone, but now that you tested us, that's it, we're coming up now. We don't believe it was a test. You start assuming, right? Like all the parts of failure is usually caused by assumptions, isn't it? Assumptions are just an idiot with no brains and makes wrong decisions. But a lot of them is because they assume before they do an incident, do something. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. We'll find out more in the future of what the outcome is. That's just my opinion, as all the news people are putting out some opinions. And I thought I'll chuck out an opinion, so I don't mind doing some opinions every now and then. Have a good one, everybody. And hopefully, Israel, instead of retaliating in full force and going, that's it, we're going to get you if you do it again. And if you do it again, we're gonna attack. Well, if you say that to someone who's testing you, right, more likely they will do it. They'll go, well, they're not getting our point. Why did you think we did this? Israel's not looking at why did we really do it? Why didn't we do a full invasion? We know if we send everything, you're fucked. We know we only send a little that you got defense. So what aren't you seeing there? What was the real message, Israel? And how did you take it? Hopefully it's a positive one before a negative. Or think positive about the outcome and speak to them and tell the world about that one. And that'll show and throw into your enemy's face that you're on the right track. That's what you need to show, and to show the world who's the holiest and who's got it more holier and who's got things more right, is to show the world who's the big daddy, who's the right one, who's the right mama, who's got their shit together. See you later.